Hope ya are ready for the show. We're gonna have a fucking good night. We're on episode 35 of the Weebs of the Ring podcast. Nick Aldis couldn't keep control of his own show. I was waiting for this man to say he needs a goddamn fucking drink. Because for you to be doing this job and not saying that, like Adam Pierce, it means that you're not that stressed. It means you're not having the stress that you had this night. Because what kind of stress he had tonight? Let's get to the Stampede then. It is Solo Anoint Tangaloa to the Bloodline. Bloodline Saga continues versus the KO and Street Profits. Who expected this to be the tag team that we wanted? Because what happened to Street Profits with Bobby Lashley? We're going to talk about that because I got thoughts. Cody calls out AJ. He could have contained the night. Waiting for him at the backyard. He was waiting to give the hands. He didn't give a fuck of how many street security guards were there. We're gonna see those. One of them at least become a future wrestler. Knight versus Carmelo Hayes. They was cooking. That's about it. Bayley versus calls out Piper Niven. Piper Niven had the best promo of her main roster career. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. Yeah, that happened. I got thoughts. We're going to find out about the team. Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano. That was fun. They was cooking. But what was cooking was more of the development of the relationships between the tag champions. But then they're going to have a Grayson Waller effect show next week. That's going to be interesting. But you know what? Without further ado, what will be interesting for the night, I want to give a big shout out to Oblivion and for Vash's fan. Yes, guys, we have a Vash's fan. It could be pun intended for both sides. How you want to see it? Go ahead. Vash has been having fun. Who knows that he was going to be speaking third person? But hey, we're here.
With anime in their souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, we are a trio of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling, so allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all of you nerds out there. So be sure to grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience like none other. Brought to you by AniMa W3 Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. And yes, you have our lovely, lovely panel of, I almost said panel of judges, but hey, you know what? We probably will be a slightly judgmental tonight. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But as always...
Oh, we were.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, don't worry. We'll get to a certain spear here in a moment. But as always, you know, you got your world champion walk-ins here. Yeah. And joined, of course, by...
the visionary legendary Vash, who will come to your home invasion and bring you the goddamn Smackdown.
And of course, the wonderful and awesome other box that's above my head on the screen.
Oh, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yahoo!
It's kind of ironic how me and you both have one. If you look at my screen,
Right?
they literally have one right there.
Wait, which one do you have? Oh, you have like the...
It's a little chibi version of it.
Nice.
And we have the fans down below in our chat. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
I can hear the fan.
I can hear the fan.
Yes, guys. It's hot here. It's out here. But hey, without me having the show, because it was a hot night in SmackDown. You know, maybe by the end of SmackDown, we should probably start doing like a... who had a better show? Raw, NXT, or SmackDown?
Are you talking about like at the end of the show?
Yeah, like the end of show of SmackDown. We could be like the end of the week of who had the best show out of the three.
See,
I feel like
that would
be a good ending segment.
That would involve me actually watching NXT.
Or for now, we could just say like Raw and SmackDown, who are the best show out of these two.
Yeah.
But I'll just
I get
NXT
you.
because just saying, guys, chat, if you guys haven't, watch NXT because they was cooking this week. They had a good week. Out of the whole night, they had a great night. There's like 2 matches I was not really paying attention to. But overall, it was solid as hell.
And one
Yeah.
thing I do want to say, guys, is show your support as always. We are currently at 5 likes, so if we can at least hit 10 likes, that'd be awesome.
Oh gosh, 10 likes. You know what? 10 likes, and I will give Sydney a treat tonight. If we don't get 10 likes, well, you don't want to know. You don't want to find out.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh,
Vash's
man.
fan said when it's winter, I will rename myself to a Vash Blanket, bro. Yo.
If you don't, I will ban you.
Yeah, it's got to keep it alive.
And you have
Like
to
I almost
have
fell off. Like
the
I almost
blanket
fell
I
off my
will
chair
wear.
today doing a reaction.
the
So you got to
blanket.
keep
I
those
will,
jokes alive.
I will switch blanket every show just for the fun of it. I will have.
Oh, perfect.
I have blankets of Stitch, Scooby-Doo, and other variations.
Nah.
I will switch week to week just for the
Yeah.
fun of it. But
You should also at one point change your name to Vash's Poncho, because
Yeah.
yes,
that
is
Poncho
true.
game is on point.
Yes, guys, I have the
Yeah.
poncho here ready. But
See exactly.
But like just talking about shows, talking about things week to week, before we start the show and discussing our breakdown of SmackDown, without further ado, guys, know, like Drop This Box said, like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you didn't know, we had a show yesterday, Anime Podcast episode 147, where it breaks down the weaves of about the webtoons, and for Solo Leveling as well, the season 1 anime review. And if you didn't know about all those, Shona Ronin is coming back very soon. Vash is reading manga once again, and My Hero Academia is ending. It will be a great time to do a breakdown of My Hero Academia and how it ended and how people feel about it. So I know internet of the manga community, go fuck yourself. But definitely, we appreciate the support and everything you guys do. It's just, we appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yes. Well, minus Vash's little thing about the manga community, because
Oh, they're
I have
salty.
words about MHA.
I'm sorry. They're salty as well, but hey. Oh, you have words? Oh, I can't wait for
Look,
a discussion.
well,
Oh, that would be fun.
I don't have as harsh a words, but let's just say MHA is ending a lot like my marriage did. But anyways, we're gonna transition from manga talk to
wrestling.
maybe wrestling talk. But first, before then, it's been a few days. How are you guys doing? How was your week since good old Monday Night Raw?
Honestly, it's been a pretty good week. I'm happy it's the weekend, so I have some time to relax and do a couple things. But I would honestly have to say, like, I'll save more of my thoughts later on towards the end of the episode. But I would probably have to say, just to throw it in there, that I do agree with Vash's fan. That I don't know what it was, but it's like SmackDown to me tonight, besides like the stuff going on with like Cody and AJ and what we saw with the Bloodline, even though it really wasn't there to begin with, I didn't really feel the show, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, there was a bit of awkwardness. I guess not awkwardness,
Yeah.
like, and I've kind of been feeling this a little bit with SmackDown. It's like it just kind of happens, like
Yeah.
especially with the matches, because it's like we'll have the matches. Some of them might get some more time, but really they don't get a lot. Like SmackDown has mainly just been like the story driven show. It's like, okay, we're gonna add another chapter to each story. Not that Raw hasn't been doing that, but like because Raw has that extra hour, they're able to like put on longer matches for TV and for the live audiences, whereas SmackDown, like, it just kind of blows by so fast.
I disagree for that. I feel like SmackDown is doing better now this week and last week compared to the recent weeks since WrestleMania, where it's been feeling lackluster, like without Cody and the other main attractions. I feel like they're finally finding the ground with the Legado, with Apollo Crews finally having TV time, other characters having their build up with feuds and having TV time. We saw other characters, Shayna Blazer and about firing them being there. Hopefully after this PLE, they're still get involved in these tag matches and everything. So I feel like SmackDown is doing better now. I do agree overall for the recent weeks before these past 3 episodes of SmackDown, yes. But I feel like these 3 have been improving in story and balancing. Because I feel like SmackDown first hour and second hour is condensed with what they want and what they're executing. With Raw,
Mhm.
like you said last week, the first 2 hours are great. The third hour is a lot more setup of what they're trying to build up for. Still, it's
Yeah.
entertaining because of a good main event, or because something in the middle kind of saves it for the third hour. But with SmackDown, I feel like I get the entertainment and wrestling, and I get the drama, all
Mhm.
three. With Raw, it's a mix of what is interesting and what was entertaining, it depending about the drama. Like they've been doing a lot better with the drama, but now it's like where is it gonna lead up to?
Right. Yeah. So, but hey, that's just our humble opinions on anything. But let's dive a little deeper into this. You know, just a lot like Princess and the Frog when they had to dig a little deeper to figure out what they truly wanted in life. Hey, we got to find out exactly what is going on here on SmackDown. And I think our main story of the night is just again like we've been talking about for the past almost 4 years now with the Bloodline, because hey, another chapter of the Bloodline is in here, especially the solo Sokoa version. He anoints Tonga Lola into the Bloodline and chaos ensues. So talk a little bit about this this opening promo part, because once again, Paul Heyman just knocking it out of the park with his promo work here. But what do we have to think about how pretty much how Paul was treated during this promo segment?
Honestly, like the way that I was looking at it, it almost felt like he was pushed to say those things, which I feel like at this
Mhm.
point he doesn't really have that many options, because if you look at Paul Heyman's current situation, he's pretty much stuck in a place where he doesn't know how to get himself out of. I mean, there's nobody really there to help him. There's no Jimmy around. Otherwise, I would assume Jimmy would probably help him. And Jay's not
Right.
really involved in the whole storyline yet. Roman's gone. I heard it was rumored he might potentially be back next month, but don't take my word for that. But
Okay.
he's pretty much in a place where it's like, okay, I got to work with these guys now, even though I don't want to. And it's just going to be interesting overall at the end of it, just to see like Paul Heyman portraying like more of like a good guy role. Because for the most part, we always see him as like a heel, whereas like where he's like always up in your face and he's telling you how Roman's gonna stack all these people and beat all of them up and stuff like that. So just seeing him in this current spot right now is going to be very
Mhm.
interesting to see where they go from here.
Yeah. And especially just like again how they were talking to him too, because like he introduced everybody. He was just like, okay, here's what we're doing. You know, like we're anointing. Not only are we like bringing Tonga Loa officially into the Bloodline, but like we're making Tama Tonga the right hand man. Apparently, Tonga Loa is now being known as Infamous. Like he's a pure blooded Bloodline
The
member.
PlayStation game.
Yeah. It's just like, okay, so we're adding more lore, I guess, to everything. But Vash, what did you think of this opening segment?
Opening segment is amazing. Jesus Christ, it's just that my whole monitor tabs browser switched to the wrong side, so that's why on YouTube they just pop up there, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, I just saw that on the screen.
Yeah, I just saw it on the screen, and also I thought I sent the tweet out for the podcast, but that didn't happen. But now I did. So anyway, a bit behind the scenes there. How did I think of the Bloodline and Solo? What, Paul Heyman in the beginning? I love it. Paul Heyman, you're an actor. You are great at your fucking role. Feeling scared and showing that you're scared of the situation. I love it because he didn't know how to handle it. By two big dudes trying to go close up to him, shoulder to shoulder. That was funny because he didn't know like what do you guys expect me to say, but then he said it what he is, like, hey, Solo told you, you gotta appreciate it. Like, say thank you. We saved you from KO. I'm like, not really. Like, Paul technically caused this. KO was gonna do the damage that he feels that Paul deserves.
Yeah. Well, like that's the thing. It's like I don't think KO was even going to attack Paul Heyman. Like,
No.
I mean, he was probably going to just intimidate him and all that, but like KO is not the kind of guy who to like attack somebody like Paul Heyman, you know. unless actually provoked. Like the thing last week was just like I feel like he would have just intimidated him and been like, but like on the inside being like, okay, I get it, Paul, because Paul was getting a little emotional. Like he couldn't hold on to his mic last week, which is very surprising for Paul Heyman.
Oh my god, yes, chat. Oblivion, I cannot wait for Jacob Fatu. I have more interest to go to indie events that are near in the tri-state area. I really want to go to see these up-and-coming wrestlers in the future, and also because it's hella cheap. However, for Jacob Fatu, I've seen the clips. He is already signed with the company, with the network. However, I'm curious to see when he shows up, because right now the reason they're not using him is because a lot of people feels that he will outshine Solo. And chat,
Not wrong.
he fucking will. He will outshine him
Yeah,
by
he's not
not
wrong
even by an
because-
inch,
No,
by
he's
a
not wrong at
mile,
all.
100 miles outshine Solo.
Yeah. Yeah, because the thing about it is, like, when people finally see Jacob Fatu in motion, they're going to look at him and be like, okay, that's what Solo's supposed to be like. He's supposed to be intimidating. He's supposed to be this powerhouse. And Jacob Fatu, like, I haven't, like, followed his career, like, all the way through, but based on the things that I learned from JD when I watched, like, his podcast, because he actually is one of, I believe he's a color commentator for House of Glory. And he's had shows of Solid Monster before, which is his partner that he works with on TNT. And when they're at those events and they're like giving their commentary for those matches, they spoke highly on Jacob Fatu, and just listening on what they had to say about that gets me really excited to see this guy in motion, because I can only imagine like how much aura he's gonna bring in, like once he finally gets shown off. And I was like listening to like what they were saying in their most, actually I'm not sure if it was them or I heard this somewhere else, but I know we've talked about on this channel when we expect Jacob Fatu to show up. Like, we originally thought, oh, okay, he was going to show up to help Solo and all of them, but looking at it now, if he was with Solo, he would outshine him, so it's good to keep that balance. So I'm honestly thinking when Roman comes back, that's probably when you're going to get the Jacob Fatu reveal. Because if you think about it like this, Roman's going to come back, Bloodline's a complete mess, and he's going to obviously have backup. I mean, obviously Roman's aware of everything that's currently going on right now, so you would only imagine he would have somebody alongside him as well once he returns, so everything could be like a even playing field.
Yo, the pop for the babyface of Roman, Jay, and Jimmy together in one group is gonna be insane. Like, the whole babyface pop of all three of them is gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, just Roman coming back at this point, like, there were drowning chants. Like, the chants for Roman have been getting louder and louder each week. Like,
yeah,
and tonight was like the loudest it's been so far.
Yo, damn. It got me mad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to say it. It got me mad when he did the fucking spear. It got me mad.
Oh, the match. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I'm here like about a tweet, like promo, say like, hey guys, come check us live, and then I'm gonna use a Roman gif. And then I remember, oh, that fucking spear. And then I remember, like, oh, we have Braun Breaker.
Wait, what spear are you talking about? I might have missed this.
Like, we have Braun Breaker beautiful spears popping up, and then we're gonna have Solo showing us. Like, Jay Uso spear's better. At least it's
Solo did a spear.
Solo did a spear. During,
okay, I must have missed that. I gotta like see a clip of this. Like,
it was during like the final like beatdown part.
Yeah, it was like the final.
He does
like,
a spear.
1 minute. It's just.
Yeah, he does a spear on Angelo Dawkins, I think. And
it's actually kind of funny because we're talking about the spear. I open up Twitter to find a video clip of it, and it's literally right in front of my screen. So I'm gonna watch it right now.
Yeah. Here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all non-binaries out there. Yeah. Here's your live reaction to Solo's spear.
I mean, honestly, the way I look at the spear, and I'm gonna be completely honest, before it was meant to be like this special move that you saw people like Goldberg and Edge do all those years ago. It
Yes.
was supposed to be a move for them. And it's kind of like the same thing with the pedigree, because that was Triple H's move. Now you're seeing Cody do it and Seth Rollins do it, and other people as well. I think it's mainly the both of them that do it, at least when it comes to like the main roster. I don't really see anybody else doing it. I get it. I get why Seth Rollins does it, because Triple H, that's Triple H's boy. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, Seth Rollins and Triple H, that's like Triple H's like golden child. So I understand why they do that. And obviously, if I do recall, Cody Rhodes said that Triple H is probably like his favorite WWE superstar. So it makes sense if you're inspired by somebody, if you want to have one of their moves as your signature move. So I get that. But getting back to what I'm saying, it's like this comment that I'm reading right here on Twitter right now. It says, "Dan, the spear is becoming everybody's move now." Because before it used to be a special move. Now literally everybody does it. Like Vash said, you got Jay doing it. You have Solo now doing it. Braun Breaker. At least with Braun Breaker, he's a young guy and he actually makes it look cool.
And he also makes it feel like it's a finisher. Like he makes it feel like it's a devastating move that you got your ribs broken, or like, the whole commentator saying he got cut in half.
And also,
like, huh?
And also, just to put this out here, like Braun, just be careful, because I don't want you getting hurt when you're like going. Oh, my water fell. We're not gonna cut that out.
But, we're doing that live.
Yeah, I mean, I almost fell off my chair during a video today, so me knocking over water isn't gonna be the last time probably. But
yeah,
I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I'm not really a.
Well, I mean, it's just like what's happened with the super kick. I mean, super kick parties everywhere,
thing, right?
Yeah. Like,
and like you might see it somewhere else. Like I know Dolph Ziggler, when he started, like, he started doing that too, which is like, okay, you know what, few and far between right now, because if it's two people doing it, fine, whatever. But then now you got, well, if you count Shawn Michaels, there's Kevin Owens,
got the Young Bucks doing it.
Well, with
too.
Shawn, I don't count. With Shawn, I don't count it, because his is more of a setup with the sweet chin music.
He does do his a little bit differently.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't. I'm gonna be like more charismatic on stream, but it's like with Shawn Michaels, you have him like this, where he's like,
exactly, they do a whole setup for it.
People sleeping.
Now
he does that stomp on the ground, and then he does that.
Yeah.
So at least it's unique to him.
There have been times where it's come out of nowhere and he's won a match like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's like,
but at least
there's the
Shawn,
setup there, but
there's the charisma and the setup, and there's more of the unexpectedness. But when it comes from other characters that, like, for example, Jay, at least Jay and Jimmy has made it their thing. Like, this is their special move, even though it's not that special.
Yeah, well, it's not really a special move. It's just, it ends up becoming just a regular punch to them. So it's like, okay, now the super kick is just a kick.
Yeah,
cool. Neat. So it just kind of sucks. It's a lot like what happened with the Kamehameha wave. It's like, okay, Master Roshi's the only one that can do it. Okay, Goku can do it. Okay, great. Oh, wait, now there's a guy who can just stop the Kamehameha wave. Oh, now here goes Krillin and Yamcha doing it. It's like,
now that you bring that up, it's almost like with Deku, when he originally started off as like a hero. He was copying a lot of All Might's moves, but then it came to a point in the series where he wanted to be unique. He wanted to stand out. That's why he adapted shoot style, so you could utilize One for All a lot better. And yes, a lot of my anime and manga reviews, thought process is coming back in my head. I haven't done it in like 4 or 5 years, but it's like, it's just like that, where it's like, because like the thing is, it's not like a bad thing if you're like inspired by somebody and you want to adapt that to your moveset, but it's also nice as well if you want to make yourself stand out and do something different. I mean, you even see it with Yuji and Jujutsu Kaisen, where it's like he's trying to adapt his own technique, so he's not like doing everything like his mentors or his friends are doing, and that's something that I could really appreciate when it comes to a lot of these wrestlers. Chris Van Vliet. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, it's more also to like not only just what they do before the move, but the move itself. Because like you look at Roman Spear, and for me at least, how I've been seeing it is like Jay has been trying to copy that kind of style, because like Roman does that kind of jumping thing too, and like kind of like a jumping tackle kind of thing, and kind of like what you see with Braun Breaker. It's kind of akin to how Goldberg's was, where it's just like a running through you kind of thing, and then you have Edge, who does just like this kind of grab, put you down kind of thing. But like that's the bottom part of it, or like that's the main part of it. And you kind of hinted at this too, Vash. It's like you got to make it your own, like I'll here's another example of another spear, and then we'll move on, folks. Don't worry, we're not gonna harp
Yeah,
on
we'll
all
have
this.
chapter titles in here. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
But
Yeah.
but look at Bobby Lashley's spear. He does one where it's like he'll hit you with the spear, but he also kind of does this flip too with his body. So like he kind of like ends up. Yeah. So like his is a little different, where it's like, I'm kind of rolling through with it. So that's kind of making it his own. Actually, you know what? Solos tonight kind of looked like Lashley's a little bit. It kind of looked a little bit like Lashley's. So yeah, just make it your own. And to be honest, I thought at first he was gonna do a running spike move, like
Mm.
like run at him with his heavily taped up thumb, like right on his throat. And I was like, oh wait, that could actually be really devastating. Hold on. Oh, that would be cool if he did that. Yeah. Nah.
That's why he reminds you a lot of Stone Cold, because that's the same
Yep.
attitude that Stone Cold had.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you want a handicap match?
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't.
I mean, people mod Paul Heyman in the 2K games all the time, so you
Yeah.
could probably get something out of that.
You don't want to watch that murder.
By the way, guys,
you don't
thank
want to
you for
watch that
6
massacre.
likes on the stream. That's awesome.
You're seeing 6. Well, I'm seeing 7.
Oh, there you go.
Holy shnikes.
Seven's like the lucky number in like every anime series I've ever checked out.
Lucky number 7. Yeah, no, I do not want to watch a massacre of Tongaloa destroying and just making Paul Heyman into a giant fat meat pile on the ground. I don't want that.
Like, imagine how that would look too, where you have the same thing that happened with Kevin Owens originally when he came across Tongaloa, but instead of Kevin Owens, it's Paul Heyman, and he's like all bloodied up and stuff. That'd be wild.
It would be.
I would actually kind of feel bad too, to be honest.
To be honest, it wouldn't shock me if we get that. If we get something similar to that, with just like Paul does, like, because we saw tonight, apparently, I guess he was trying to leave, and Solo, like, again, just stops him, being like, no, you're not leaving. You're gonna make a match, or you're gonna get your ass beat. Like, that's worse than what Roman ever did. Like, granted, Roman's manipulation was more like mental and emotional, but like, God, this intensity, like, I don't know about this one, fellas. Like, I fear for Paul's livelihood here.
Oh yeah,
at least in kayfabe, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is all just set up for this 6-person tag that we have. Later on in the night, the Bloodline 2.0 versus KO and the Street Profits. Really fun match. Mainly just a fight, to be honest.
yeah.
I love this beginning here where KO just walks over to the Prime bottle and just knocks over the big one. I love KO. I love him.
I love the commentary. He said, I think it was Corey Graves. He said, KO will always find a chance to annoy Logan Paul. And I'm like, yeah. I love it that he still continues like the hatred of Logan and like, I hate the. By the way, why the fuck do we have the Prime bottle on the ring when I thought it was only?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. That's something I noticed as well when I was
know.
watching that. I was like, didn't they say that was only for PLEs?
Yeah, that really confused me when it was only for PLE. But then the whole night was getting sponsored by ads of the brand C4, but that's the rival of Prime, and Prime is only getting ads in the ring and on the side, but no on screen. So that's pretty interesting. And there was always talking about new flavor this, new flavor. I'm like, what happened tonight? Like, is this supposed to be a setup for next week or something for the Clash of the Castle? Like, this week?
Yeah, maybe it's C4 versus Prime and like some kind of match.
Perhaps. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't immediately recognize the Prime bottle. Like, because that's the thing, like, I've kind of just been tuning that out just on the ring, and I think it helps that it's just like the black outline of a bottle. Because it's like, okay, I don't even recognize the Prime bottle.
Yeah, one of the things I did notice as well, and I was looking, I always like watch wrestling with my family downstairs, is like the Prime bottle. I didn't hear about it, but it's like, is that like a new Prime bottle that they were sponsoring?
Yes,
maybe
they'll sponsor like a new flavor or like a
that's what, it looked like a new design I've never seen.
It was
that might have been it then.
Yeah,
but
it was just random because I'm like, wait, I thought it was promoted. Anyway, though, the fight was good. I want to give it props to Montez Ford with the spot he did, that he jumped on all 5 men in the corner with the crowd and everything. It was dope to see him, and he was like, literally, he is always setting himself up for like a gif of him having like the Super Saiyan around him or literally just going ah. I feel like he was just playing great. Like, I wonder if he's excited for Sparking Zero. Probably seeing a trailer this morning. He's like, yes,
probably.
We're gonna get it.
If anything, Dawkins is excited.
Oh, I know Dawkins definitely excited.
I know he's ready to play.
I bet you Angelo was sexy Montez before Smack. Like, yo, bro, just fucking Game Fist. Yo, Sparking Zero. He like, yo, bro, we have work in 1 hour. Can we get it together? Angelo was like, I can't wait for fucking fall. We're gonna get it. Kakra! And just seeing, and they just seeing Montez Ford just like get hit by the chair solo right after, and like, oh, cool, all right, we're gonna get jump after another, and it was awesome. Like match itself, I don't have much comments, but the after fight brawl they had, like, even though the only one that did not get up, I think, was KO. I think he stayed down. I think it was Angelo that was getting beat up in the ring. And then Montez came in to help him. And then that's when he got speared. That was actually really nice that Montez was still trying to go for his front. Like, I got you, brother. I will still come and try to help him. But no, I'm here to get a setup and get speared by him.
Oh, my gosh, yes. But yeah, I mean, not much with the action part, at least during the match. Again, really just a straight up fight, like a very physical, and also the whole setup of the match, just kind of your typical 6-man tag. Like, one guy gets in, then the second guy gets in, and he's the one that has to get the hot tag. But KO, he was fiending for that hot tag. He was ready for that. He wanted that smoke.
Montez knows how to do hot tags. He knows how to do hot tag well.
And again, the camera work.
Oh, yeah, the camera work during in the corner, like the shot in the corner, just getting KO from the side, and then getting Montez angle of the hot tag. And this man just, the way he jumps, and then slides. It's like he jumps and then slides outside of the ring so beautifully. It's like he does it such in a timely way. I wonder, can we in the future, if we ever get like a behind the scenes of how he, trains and, of how he prepares right before the night, because it's just the way he gets that jump and then slides out, it just seems so seamlessly. I love it.
And plus, like I've had my little nitpicks with the corner shots like that, but this is one of those moments where it's like, all right, this works for me, because like we're not like focusing on somebody super close, like super duper close, especially if it's just like their butt right there in the corner. Like, no, we were on the other side of the post. KO was like right over there. We still saw his arm and all that. And of course, seeing Montez do that jump like you were describing into the hot tag. And then, yeah, just from there, just great work overall from the action standpoint.
Oh, yeah.
And Watkins, I think so too. Of your idea about Angelo Dawkins, One Piece inspired.
Dude, he came out with that like he didn't even have his arms through the sleeves, and I'm like, okay, nah, you're wearing it just like Luffy on Onigashima right now. Like, but it's also designed like the Pirate
He does
King
like anime.
coat.
I do know that.
He does. Yeah, I know he's a One Piece fan.
Oh, he's a
pretty
sure
he's a One Piece fan.
I'm just not sure if he's caught up, because I know he has said that he is he is up to date, but not sure if he's up to date like currently anime wise or manga wise or currently in the arc of Wano.
I want to say anime wise, because he was posting about like Gear 5. When that was in the anime. Yeah, he was posting about that. Which I'm not gonna lie, kind of hard not to escape Gear 5 right now, but hey, that's besides the point.
Well, like, I've seen clips, I just haven't seen the context. I just can't wait to hear the drums of Drum Celebration.
Oh, dude.
Sorry, Chad, this is like a very anime heavy of a Weebs of the Ring episode.
No, it's all
good.
Dude, it's Weebs of the Ring. It's Weebs of the Ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, it is.
We're talking about Angelo Dawkins, who loves anime too, so it's like a big shout out to Angelo Dawkins. We love talking about we would love to interview you guys, Street Profits, definitely for sure. But just to know that like you love One Piece and you inspire, like, right drop.
Oh, sorry, I blinked out.
Yeah, I saw like blinking. Yeah.
But what I was gonna say is just adding on to like what Watkins said.
Yeah.
We do tend to make analogies to a lot of things, so I guess it's the perfect thing for us to call us Weebs of the Ring.
Exactly.
But I love the triple power bomb that KO did through the announce table, because that shit was. I was hoping it didn't happen. I was hoping it didn't happen because I wanted to see a little twist that KO did, but. Like we know, the Bloodline has to seem powerful. The Bloodline has to seem dominant.
Yeah.
So I knew it was
especially
gonna
if this new iteration.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, KO, sorry, you gotta take the L right now.
Yeah, I also do like to just it's an awesome touch how it was the triple power bomb they did to KO, because especially with how Roman feels towards his days with the Shield and how things with the Shield ended. It's like, oh, we're gonna do a triple power bomb to KO onto the announce table.
I didn't fucking notice that. I didn't notice that reference. No wonder I was staring at it. I'm like, that looks familiar, but I didn't think about it until just now. Holy shit!
Yeah, because that's the thing. They could have done any other thing. They could have done any other thing. They could have done like a suplex. They could have had like maybe Tama Tonga jump from the top rope or something. Who knows? They could have done like a Samoan drop. I don't know. Who knows? No, they did a freaking triple power bomb to KO onto an announce table.
You mind fucked me. I did not know that. I learned
good.
That. Wow, I learned it and now put two and two together. Like, no wonder I was noticing. Like, that looks familiar. Now makes sense. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, I'm. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, the only other thing that I was gonna get my thoughts on is I'm honestly wondering like what this is gonna lead to of KO. Because like currently with KO, besides like what's going on with Bloodline, there really isn't any set path for him. So I'm also wondering like, what's Randy gonna factor into when he comes back? That's my big question.
Because like a lot of people are wanting Randy and Cody at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, how do we get there with all this? Because, like, Randy's aligned with KO a little bit, especially with this new bloodline going on. And it's like, you know, when he gets back from, you know, the little break he's taking, where's he going to fit in with all this? And even Bobby Lashley, too, when he comes back, how is he going to fit in? Because I'm sure he's sitting at home watching all this being like,
why you guys
this isn't cool. Yeah, why are you guys doing this? Especially when I'm not around. No, we're not having any of this. Like, what's going to happen with all that?
I will hope to see like Solo involving Bobby go to toe with Solo, like staring him like in his face, like, who do you think you are? You're not Roman, or like something like that. Some type of conversation that leads into that. Additionally, what does it end up with KO? That's a good question, Drop.
Yeah,
because it's like right now there's no title for them, but.
Yeah.
I love it when a storyline continues and doesn't involve a title because it makes it interesting. Big comparison, Alpha Academy. But Alpha Academy is more internal. KO is the outside factor. How does that contribute to his character without Randy right now? And when Randy comes back, are we gonna have a 2-on-3 match? Or like, who's the third person that joins? Is Cody gonna join and then Randy betrays Cody? Is that how it's gonna get built up for the next 6 weeks to lead up to SummerSlam? Because right after Clash at the Castle is Money in the Bank, so we need to find the next opponent right after that Friday. So it's like, how much can we do? Because are we gonna see the Bloodline intervening now to Cody's match this coming Sunday to lead up to that as well? That's also a possibility for Money in the Bank.
Yeah. And also, what's Cody going to do? Because you kind of figure the OC is going to get involved with this I Quit match. But we'll talk about that here in just a second. But I mean, overall, I think this whole Bloodline stuff, we're moving. We're at least moving with the story, which I like. And we're at least getting somewhere. I don't know where that somewhere is yet, whether it's like, I
was going to say, we went from boiling water
to
having the appetizer. For anybody that don't understand that reference, go check out episode like 3 weeks ago. I feel like it's when we started making that joke.
Something like that. I would say, you know, like the water's been boiling. We put some eggs in there because we're gonna have some hard-boiled eggs with whatever we're making. But hey, you know, our appetizers. Yeah. You know what? The oven's preheated now.
Yes.
The oven's preheated.
For what? We're about to find out if it is some banana bread. Is it some cookies?
It's got mott sticks. That's what it is. I could go for some mott sticks right now.
Exactly. So we're about to find out if it's cooking with this bloodline with KO and Street Profits right now.
Yeah.
Because we better not get... Wait. It hasn't been announced. But I don't want to see a 6-man tag once again at Clash of the Castle. There's no need for that.
If we do, it might be like a street fight or something. They'll put like a stipulation on there.
I posted the link of the rundown of what is the PLE of Clash of the Castle right there in the YouTube chat. But we could save that to discuss it by the end of the show. So it's not. Yeah. We could just give a quick prediction of each of the things. But other than that, this match, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
Yep, cool. Well, let's move on to some of our other stories that we had throughout the night. Obviously, as we started talking about, Cody Rhodes is ready to throw down with AJ Styles. We see him just waiting in the parking lot. Nick Aldis tries to calm him down a bit, but hey, he ends up confronting AJ, and they have words before a certain challenge is thrown out. What are we thinking of having an I Quit match between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes?
All right,
I'll say this.
One complaint though. I'm gonna just one quick complaint, and then I'll pass it back to you, Drop. What the fuck is your title, my guy? That's literally my complaint. Where the fuck is your title? Why was you not wearing it at least outside? You had a jacket on, but then you took the jacket. That jacket disappeared. Your title didn't even go with you from the parking lot into the ring. Like you didn't at least have it nearby. Like that's the one thing I was upset about the whole night, is that our champion of the show, the champion of the face of the company of SmackDown, you're not carrying your title even on your waist, at least on your back. At least have maybe a manager you said that you're looking for to talk for you. Maybe he could hold your belt. But what the fuck? Drop back to you.
One thing I can say towards that, I would assume to fit the mood of what's currently going on of Cody and AJ, I would assume that's probably why he didn't have his title with him. Because I don't know if it would really make much sense if it's like you have Cody out there pacing back and forth trying to wait for AJ to arrive, then he sees his title on the floor and he just randomly picks it up, puts it over his shoulder, and keeps doing the same thing.
Yeah,
I kind of like how Cody's like a little more aggressive here, where he's trying to... where he's like more in people's face. Like I get it, he's a champion and stuff like that, but you got to understand like how they structure these certain segments with these wrestlers, because I understand like having the title around you, keeping it present is always a good thing to do, but at the same time, to fit the mood of what's currently going on between the both of them, I can understand why it's not there around that time. Like if it's just a regular match and you have them coming out for an entrance and stuff, I get that's why it's there. Or if he comes out for like a signing or anything, I get why it's there. But for this, for a brawl, especially with what we saw that took place later in that ring, I can understand why he didn't have it on him.
Yeah.
But like giving like my thoughts on this, like overall, honestly, I really like how there's a stipulation, because one of the things that's been bothering me lately with a lot of these title matches, like don't get me wrong, I could watch a regular singles match, but even when I play the 2K games, I always like adding a stipulation to a match, because I just find it a lot more fun. If it's like a no disqualification match, if it's a steel cage match, if it's a like last man standing match, or what Brett and Shawn did at WrestleMania 12, where they did an Iron Man match, and then they had to go over even more because once that match was over, they didn't find a winner. Like I just like the whole stipulation aspect being involved in it, because it keeps it interesting. It also adds more to the story, and that's something that I really wanted jumping into this Cody and AJ feud, because I love Cody, I love AJ Styles. Both are great wrestlers, and I really do appreciate everything that they did in the Indies and where they came up and where they are now. But it's like you have two like superstars like that everybody loves. It makes sense that you want to dig a little deeper and you want to add like more flavor to their rivalry now. And I definitely feel like what happened with AJ last week with the fake retirement, with that whole ruse that he did, I feel like it makes sense because what Cody even said, he's like, I'll make you say something that you should have said last week, where he's like, I quit. It's like, okay, I like that because what happened last week, it actually makes sense when you put it into this segment because it builds off what we originally saw, and I like it. And honestly,
it all just ties together into what's going on, you know. And having like, I don't remember the last I Quit match we had. Like
I was just thinking that too.
The first one that comes to mind is the Hell in a Cell one. Yeah, the Hell in a Cell one with Jay and Roman. That's the first one that pops into my mind. But I want to say we've gotten at least another I Quit match in those 4 years.
If you're talking about, are you talking about a title, or are you talking about just a regular match?
Just in general, like an I Quit match. I don't,
because the only other one I do remember was with Finn and Edge, and that was around the time where you had Beth Phoenix in that position where you had her head right there, where she was pretty much laying flat on the ring. Yep. That was the last time, but we're talking about
and that was like 2022.
Match.
For me, my last match I experienced was the one with Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels.
That was an I Quit match.
Wasn't that one in a Quit match? You're
talking about the WrestleMania match, right?
I know that's when Ric Flair retired, right? When he had his I Quit match. Did I remember correctly?
No, it wasn't an I Quit match. It was
that was a career. I looked it up right now. It's a career-threatening match. It was pretty much one of those matches, just like Shawn did when he went up against Taker, where it was a career versus streak match. Where if Shawn won that match, then Ric Flair's career would be over. But if Ric Flair won that match, and he would continue his career.
Well, that was like the whole story with Flair then, because that thing started like back in January of that year, because Vince walked up to him and just like, hey, you know, next time you lose a match, you're done. And it just led into that Mania match, which
I totally forgot. Not forgot. I mixed up the stipulation.
Oh, that's fine.
With the
you're good.
Still, I agree. The stipulation is exciting. The only thing that I'm questioning is like how we're gonna get past this. Because we know Cody's not going to lose. We know he's not going to say, I quit. He is the face. He is the champion. He's not going to lose. So Cody is going to be winning. AJ will somehow be saying, I quit. Or somehow the OC will be involved. And somehow the match will be DQ. But it can't be, since it's an I quit match. That whole is like almost like a street fight. So the question is like, not that he says, I quit. What happens next? What do you think that... How would he find the way to get back in within the company? Because he won't retire yet. There's still going to be like another year or two of AJ.
Are you talking about the I Quit match?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the thing about the I Quit match is they're not quitting the company. It's just beating them to a point where they say I quit. So it's pretty much them like it's almost like you're in a submission and you're tapping out. It's pretty much one of those things where it's like, okay, I can't handle, like, let's say for example, Cody had AJ in a figure 4, and then you had the referee come up to AJ and he's like, do you quit, AJ? Do you quit? And let's say Cody applied a lot of pressure to AJ and the Cody's like, I quit. Then that means Cody wins the match. So it's not like they actually...
Wasn't it back then, before when they say I quit, was actually to leave the company or to leave...
No,
they've done some storylines like that, but it's never it's never really all like the case like that.
Yeah, because I remember,
for the most part, it's just...
because I remember some storylines being like that, but of course, you know, they'll find a loophole the week later or 2 weeks later or a month later to say, I came back because of this and this reason. That's what I thought this match would be from what we grew up with back, what I Quit match was, but I didn't know it changed like that, so my mistake. My theory is thrown off the window.
No,
hey, cool. They just say I quit for the match itself. Cool.
Yeah. It's like when your big brother is beating you up and he keeps giving you a titty twister and he's just like, all right, say uncle, say uncle, say uncle. And it's like, uncle. Like, that's basically the I Quit match.
I bet you a lot of people just had a trigger memory right now.
Look, I had one by saying that, but nah, I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah, no, I am excited for this. Like, this is especially with Cody and AJ,
This would be their third
two
match,
of my
right?
favorites. No, this
Oh,
would be their
that's-
second.
No,
Yeah, their
this
second match.
well, this would
Yeah.
be their second match on live TV because they've had for a few a house show recently in the past couple weeks before.
Well, I don't really
after the-
count that.
Well, yeah, we don't count those.
Copy.
yeah, we don't really count
We're,
that. Like,
we're only televised here, damn it.
Alright,
Yeah, like, if you wanna
televised,
talk-
this is the second
Yeah.
one. Copy, understood.
Yeah.
I was just asking like for third one because I know probably those house
No.
people probably
No, I
had
get
a great
that.
time. But for
I mean, we could get a third one, but I mean, there would
Hopefully
have to be
90 times soon.
another stipulation on top of that.
and hopefully 90 times
But,
so like
you know.
after the second one, hopefully the third one could be either like for Survivor Series or the September one or the Night of Champions
Yeah.
even. I don't mind.
Yeah.
mm.
Man, I don't know. I'm just excited for
Oh.
this because again, they're both some of my favorite guys going right now, especially AJ. And this could surpass France, but just that kind of also depends on the crowd too. But we'll have to wait
Yeah.
and see with that one.
I want to give a shout out to Brandy. Brandy said funny tweet.
Oh.
She said, AJ Styles hanging with the wrong crowd. 3 of them boys and they couldn't fight one dude. Time to get a new crew. My mom friends would have all been down. Yo,
Yeah.
having a wife like this who will be watching your home, who will be watching your job and watching a commentary. Literally, it's like I wonder how she'd be thinking her one-liners. Like, does she sit in the bed and just watching what's going on and just make the tweet, or does she have somebody help her, or does she text him first like, "Hey, babe, what you think about this?" All right, cool. I'm gonna tweet it. Like, I just want to know about like if I ever get to speak to her, like, "Hey, your one-liners while your husband's working are amazing. How did he get those?" Because I just love the way she writes. Like, it's just great humor online.
Oh, yeah.
Because like she's just
Look.
doing a slap back to whoever Cody's opponent is, but also compliment to them at the same time. Like, damn, you couldn't do shit, but also great job though. Bam.
Look, AJ did it to himself with that haircut. I mean, he's the one that's driving the vans to the soccer games for all the kids and getting all the snacks for them and their little oranges and all that stuff. Like, he brought it on himself being a soccer mom. Like,
Oh yeah.
like, God. I almost, okay, I'm not gonna lie, and drop, you might remember this time frame too. I was kind of hoping, since he had like Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson with him, I was kind of hoping they'd be like, you know what time it is? It's time to beat up Cody Rhodes.
Oh, you're talking
Like-
about like the beat up John Cena thing?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
kind of hoping they pulled that, but it wouldn't have lined up with AJ's character right now. But man, there was a part of me that was like, man, if only they pulled that out again, that would have been hilarious.
It would have
yeah.
been.
Yeah,
I've seen clips of it. I just don't know the full context, but I'm aware of it.
look, they just loved beating up John Cena, and they were good at it.
But then that, John Cena supposedly was doing something to a certain character. Nia Jax kept slipping by the water, and online in the public community, it was told that John Cena was making Nia Jax slip, and she deadass tweeted back saying, "John Cena, stop making me fall."
This,
Ah,
this actually
that's
kind of reminds
good.
me of like
I love it. I love it.
a movie I saw not a couple days ago, the If movie, where you pretty much have
Mhm.
like all these different kinds of imaginary friends, and the girl's father's imaginary friend that he came up with in that movie, because the guy's a jokester, he always tries making life fun, and he practically had an imaginary friend that was invisible, so you always saw him trip over the imaginary friend whenever it showed up in the movie.
Oh wow.
Like
Yeah.
you never saw what it looked like. It's like you're walking and you just tripped. That kind of reminded me of that when she just fell on there. Because it caught me
Oh,
off
that's
guard at first when I
hilarious.
was
Me
looking at
too.
it. 'Cause I was like, what was
But-
going on?
But then I remember
Mhm.
it's because Tiff deadass threw the water at her. It's like bam.
Yeah.
Wait, I said
Yeah.
Tiff. Wrong person.
Yeah. Anyways, so this short little segment that we're somewhat talking about started off with Tiffany Stratton coming up to Nia Jax and be like, "Hey, you know, you, me, you, me, you, me, you, me." maybe team,
The
and
queen with the princess.
how
At least
are
they're
we
building off of their relationship on social media.
Mhm.
So.
Oh my god,
Which I do
love
like.
it. I love it because for a second it's like, wait, are they gonna bring a bit of kayfabe into their actual relationship into the rest of the world? I'm like, yes, because they have a beautiful relationship. In a IG or TikTok, wherever it's been. I love it. So it's just so cute to see that.
Well, they did the same too when Alexa Bliss was around, because like they were like, and I'm pretty sure they're still close too, her and Nia. But I mean, they even built a story off of that too, where Alexa became like a mean girl and all that. But that's whatever. Wait, it looks like the Smurfs are having fun in Vash's background. Vash, how are the Smurfs tonight?
I'm gonna play the fifth on my comments in my head.
Okay.
I mean, adding on to what the Oblivion said, I can definitely see the house moving, so I don't think there's no disco party going on in there.
No, Smurfette must be doing something else. But anyways, that's besides the point. Hey, Tiffany Stratton, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love the relationship and the line she said, how about the queen with the princess? Like, how about that? Like, hey, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And toodles! Like, I love it. Like,
Now,
she really gives me, for anybody have seen or grew up with High School Musical, she give me that Ashley Tisdale character in High School
you're
Musical.
talking about,
I
forgot her name. I had
the name in my tip of my tongue. Ashley Tisdale, High
So-
School Musical.
I'll look it up.
Thank
while
you.
You're talking.
Yeah.
Sharpay.
Sharpay Evans. Yeah, Sharpay Evans. Like,
Yep, that's the name.
she gives me that extra character of the Princess Barbie vibe, but has that whole politeness, but knowing that she's that bitch. She's like, yes, toodles. So I just love that, and it just works so well, and I hope to see that.
Yeah.
My theory that I wrote was maybe the future tag team that will take out Jade and Bianca in the future. That's
Well,
my theory.
I saw a few tweets going around
really? So I'm not the
saying
only
that.
one. Glad to see it, 'cause I did not see
Yeah,
that
it was
on my timeline.
It was actually right around when you were starting to type that too. I was just like, I was just scrolling on my phone. I was like, oh, cool. Oh, look, okay, great. We can talk about that. Yeah. So how do we feel about like this being the possibility of how how Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill lose their titles? Because like, on one hand, we'll be getting our Tiffany Stratton versus Bianca Belair in a sense, because there are seeds planted there too, and there are seeds planted with Nia Jax against both of them as well. Like, this could be the team to take them out, but they're gonna have to build themselves up with that. But how are we feeling about like Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax? I know we haven't officially seen them in a team or do much more other than they have, at least on screen, but there's a possibility there. What are we thinking about it? How are we feeling about it?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if it happens, but I am still sticking to my theory that I said originally, that I feel like the only way that they'll lose the tag titles is if either something happens between the both of them, either they have some sort of like tension that builds up over the past couple months, like I mentioned before, because that's definitely what it's building up to, because we already know the end result of this whole title reign is going to be Jade and Bianca at next year's WrestleMania. That's a whole reason why they paired them together, because they want to have that long-term storytelling. But I feel like something's going to happen between the both of them, and they happen to have a match with Tiffany and Nia at that time, because I don't think Nia is winning at SummerSlam. I would assume that would probably be the reason where they have like a screw up, and either they have like a quick roll up, or one of them gets caught off guard, and that puts them in that position that they're in.
Yeah, and one thing too I like about this, because like Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax are, especially Nia lately, they've been good about getting under people's skin and kind of putting like this doubt in people, or like they haven't. Maybe Tiffany hasn't done that too much, but like they're both at least good enough characters and do enough good character and acting work where they could do that. Like, kind of get under, like, maybe Jade's skin, for example. Be like, hey, you have a really dope entrance. Like, it's really cool. Your song's awesome. Everything's, like, great. The presentation. But why are you guys walking out to Bianca's music?
Mm.
Like at least something like that, or like how they could twist it to where oh, Bianca's hogging all the spotlight, like because I kind of thought about that tonight. I was like, huh, we always start with Jade's music, and I love Jade's entrance too, like her music, the presentation with everything, just everything about it. And then like you have Bianca's, who's just like it's this happy entrance. It's her like skipping around, being all joyful and happy, and like ready to go and kick some butt. And it's kind of a very showboaty entrance. And you just kind of see Jade there. She does this little thing, and then she'll like handshake people, but like there's like a sense of like, wait, people aren't paying attention to me, and she might not be showing it now, but let a Tiffany Stratton or Nia Jax get that thought in her head, and we could be onto something.
If Tiff continues to play that role, we could have her be the carrying cross in the woman division. Give that doubt to each of the woman division in your roster.
Except better.
Except better, yes, 100%.
Like,
yes, she's executing it better because she does it well. So for Nia Jax, yes. And to continue on that, right after Nia Jax, after Tiffany left Nia Jax, she ran into an angry, upset Mitchin, who threw a cup of water or some type of fluid, type of liquid, to Nia Jax's face, and they threw each other, and Nia Jax slipped not once, not twice, but 3 times.
And a few more times as she was walking away. Like, they were trying to push her away, and you can kind of see her, like, still kind of slipping a little bit. I was like, oh, no. I hope you're okay, girl. Don't break your ankle. Mad.
And then the whole Twitter is saying, John Cena, why made her slip? And I'm like, yo, yeah, just adding more humor. And then for her to comment back and say, yeah, John Cena, why did it make me slip? Like, it works.
At least he's playing into it.
Yeah.
It works.
See, that's what I've been like. That's what I like about Nia's character right now. Like, she knows people don't like her, and she's actually like, I don't know if this is just because of the new regime or whatever, that maybe she has some more freedom to be herself, I guess. But like, I like how she's just kind of doubling down with how people don't like her, and just adding on to that. If anything, just turning it up to 11 and being like, hey, I will be that bitch,
Yeah,
it works.
Oh man. But yeah, so we'll just have to we'll just have to wait and see to find out what happens with old Tiffy Nia time. It'll happen soon, eventually. Maybe they'll take the titles, maybe they won't. Who knows? But you know who wants that title? You know who really wants that exposure? Good old LA Knight, and a little bit of Carmelo Hayes. Because, hey, we got this match. Now, you may be thinking, you may be wondering, hey, wait, hold on. I know card is subject to change, all that, but weren't we supposed to get Apollo Crews versus Angel Garza tonight? What happened with that? Drop, what happened with that? Why? Why did we not get that match?
They ended up getting to like a scruffle on the back.
A little scruffle, a little howdy doody there. Yeah.
Boy got jumped by the Legado del Fantasma. So no match happened with Apollo Crews. He got sent because the medic room was down the street, was Nick Aldis said. And Nick Aldis was like, fuck, I got a headache, I gotta do this bullshit. I love how LA Knight literally comes in to his boss, to his manager.
He just comes in.
He literally said like, yo, where is he? Where is he? Me as a manager, I'll be like, boy, who the fuck you talking? Don't you see me dealing with one, not two, with like so many other wrestlers? You're gonna come in and ask me such an average question of who is he? Are you talking about Waldo? That was a bad answer. Like, yo, Waldo who?
No, Waldo. Nah, of course, obviously, LA Knight is looking for a certain YouTube star by the name of Logan Paul, who, again, is not here tonight for some reason, but we find out that reason. Apparently, he's part of some Tetris World Championship.
And guys, we're not lying. Watkins, what he told you just now, and what Nick Aldis said, he ain't lying.
Like,
Research it up. That is an actual thing.
He even had to show it to LA Knight because LA Knight's just like, wait, he's at home playing Tetris? What? Okay, whatever. And I do like how he like tries. I can't remember what exactly he said as he was trying to basically say he's gonna shove his foot up Logan Paul's ass like a Tetris piece or something.
Yeah.
But he was interrupted by Carmelo Hayes, who tries to say, "Hey, I've been cooking you for weeks," and I'm just sitting there like,
No, you wasn't, boy.
"You sure, buddy?
No.
You sure?"
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you sure about that?
I love Nick
Like,
Aldis, what he said
positive.
to him. Nick Aldis, and I say, the kids need to learn. And Nick Aldis said something like, yeah, you need to teach them, or say something like, he says something between those lines, saying like, yeah, kids don't learn, or kids don't learn today, or some shit. And I loved it. Like, Nick Aldis, like, these young fellas, they're hungry, ambitious, but they need to learn. And I get it. Carmelo Hayes, you may be him, but seeing your small ass being buff and big compared to LA Knight, it's like it's slapping the face. Like, damn, Carmelo, I thought you were a big dude for your height, for your body weight. But then comparing from Carmelo to LA Knight, like their big body mass, that's such a big difference.
Yeah, but hey, look, there's an opening on the card. There's two guys who don't like each other. Let's just put them together in the ring and has a match. And we get Carmelo Hayes versus LA Knight. And was not expecting this, but hey, I am all here for this. But I love this kind of rivalry we're doing with them. And I said this on Twitter too. I actually had a tweet about this. Like, I really like their not only their chemistry on the mic with each other, but I love their in-ring chemistry too, because like you get this sense that both of them, they kind of have similar backgrounds where it's just like, okay, we have to crawl our way up, we have to do what we can, we have to pay our dues, all that stuff. But like they both have different styles of fighting, so it's like, okay, Carmelo Hayes, he's more kind of, I don't want to say the trickster, but like he's more of the speedster. He'll be high flying, he'll be taking chances, he'll be he'll be cocky as well. But it's like I'm going to try and get behind you. I'm going to with all other terms, not being able to know.
Carmelo Hayes versus Ricochet.
Yeah, we'll probably get that eventually. But then you got LA Knight, who kind of similar backstory with Carmelo Hayes, but he's more of like the brawler, the more in your face guy, the more like I'm going to take you behind the woodshed and beat the living shit out of you kind of thing. But I don't know, just there's something about their chemistry that I really love, and I hope like they keep crossing paths like this throughout their time in WWE. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy and I'm just bullshitting my way through this. What did we think about this? What did you guys think about this match overall?
The match, I agree with what you said. The match was successful in showing the beautiful chemistry on the mic of what have Carmelo Hayes and LA Knight has been cooking. With the water boiling, with the boiled eggs and appetizer with entree tonight. With the match, has shown that these two could be good on the mic, have a feud, and continue in the ring and be successful. And I love how by the end of the match, I love how LA Knight still be cocky. He'd be like, "That's a 1, 2, 3," and I love how he just be like, "Yeah." Like,
hold on, Drop. Why'd you put that in our chat?
It took me a while to get what that meant, and then I figured it out. Because I know the story behind that.
I'm sorry. Holy crap! Check sorry, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and
I'm seeing it right now.
ignorant children of the aisles. I just saw the funniest meme. No. What would have been better is if it was if instead of what he's holding up in that picture, if he held up a globe.
Oh, the flat earther, yeah. I remember, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it! It's round!
But LA Knight, well, with Carmelo, I feel like they did such a great job.
Oh, that was good.
The great balanced chemistry between them. And I love what he did right after. I'm not going to get into it yet, But overall, the match, it was good. Very great. We got nothing else to say. How about you, Drop? Match, were you happy to see your boy?
Yes, I was. I was actually happy to see both of them in a match together because these are two guys that I really like. So I'm happy that they're both being showcased at the same time. It shows that they see a lot in Carmelo because, like I said before, he had a match with Cody. He's getting involved with LA Knight now. It's a really good thing for him, and I'm honestly happy that he's not like feuding with like a random member of like Legado del Fantasma. Like at least he's with these top stars that get a lot of screen time whenever there's like a Smackdown on. So that's something that I can really appreciate. And honestly, it's just the whole like feud with what's going on with Carmelo and LA right now. It just feels very natural. It doesn't feel forced. It just feels natural of like how everything is coming out, and that's why I really enjoy watching these two in the ring together.
Difference. Like I feel like that makes a huge difference of having the chemistry between superstars be organic, where they don't like each other. Like the way it builds up with Tiffany and Nia, the way it builds up, with Mitch and Nia. Night cutting her off, so it makes her feel very natural. And when the guy's like, yo, KO's want to give the hands, does it involve anything crazy? No, he's the one to give the hands. So for LA Knight, him wanting the title of Logan came with a whole message. I love how LA Knight instigated Logan to respond. He said, yo, you're not gonna be here tonight, copy. I'll find you where you at, and I'll bring you the Smackdown myself to you. So that's what it's gonna be. And I love LA Knight. Logan Paul responds. Beautiful, well said, well choreographed. For Logan Paul, of him saying, "Hey, I heard that he's a megastar. Now superstar, he's a megastar. So he's giving him credit as well. So that's really dope." And by the end, this son of a bitch said, "Go back to being a mid-card." I'm like, boy, you better not talk about my boy LA Knight like that. Telling him to go back to being a mid-card. You wilding.
Well, it's funny that he's like even said that, because I'm like, wait, you're holding a mid-card title, unless you're using mid in the Twitter sense, where mid apparently equals bad and horrible. Which come on, people.
But then people still say that when it's an actually good series. But hey,
trolls be trolls.
We regress. But I wonder if he could be saying it that he is saying in the pop culture way of the mid card.
Might be.
But I wonder if he also knows, Logan, the U.S. title is technically the mid card title. The IC title is a mid-card title. Yes, it got elevated because of Gunther, but that title is still a mid-card in the retrospect. Your title is a U.S. title of a mid-card, and you're calling Logan to go for mid-card. Guess what he's doing? He's going for the mid-card title. That's you, my guy. Poor Logan.
Oh, Logan. But I have a feeling, and we were talking about this a little bit already, how LA Knight might show up to this Tetris Championship. I mean, okay, where were they again tonight? Like, I can't remember where they were at.
I don't remember, to be honest.
I think they're in California, because...
Okay, if they're in California, like, Logan's just in LA. Like,
let me see.
It's because the event is in Pasadena, California, from June 7th to June 9th of the Tetris event thing going on of the Retro Gaming Expo.
So even if it doesn't happen tomorrow, it could happen on Sunday too. Then, like, LA Knight showing.
They were in Louisville, Kentucky.
That's where they were.
Okay, that's
I don't
nearby.
know how long that flight is, but
you know what? I got you. I'll search around.
Nah, they ain't that nearby. That's like almost East Coast ish. Almost, well, maybe
knows,
more,
maybe,
almost mid coast. Yeah,
Maybe LA Knight will get like
It's-
some private jet just go all the way over there. Who knows?
he might borrow Triple H's jet.
Mm.
Hey, yo, Triple H, can I borrow your jet to beat up Logan Paul? Oh yes, LA Knight, you can do that.
It's
just,
a 4-hour flight.
And I'm hoping
I
this
hate
is
to
like
do that.
long-term storytelling between the two. That's why I'm happy they're taking their time with it. They're not confirming
Mhm.
anything right away.
Same.
So I'm
Yeah.
because everybody knows that this is the match people want to see. That's probably why they're structuring it this way. So I'm hoping it's like
Mhm.
long-term storytelling. So once we get to SummerSlam for the match, which is what I personally want to see the match take place, I would love to see the payoff there.
Oh, and I can't wait
That's-
for the promo work for both of them, just to hear
Yeah.
Logan and LA Knight go against them. And whenever
Mhm.
LA Knight goes for the podcast of Logan Paul, hopefully that happens, because I just can't wait to hear just for Logan just to be talking shit to can't wait for LA Knight to be talking shit to Logan Paul. Their names are gonna get confusing in my head because they both start with L's. So like, fuck.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
So,
you
like-
could do just like LP or LA, and oh wait, no, that might get even more confusing.
Yeah, like Carmelo
Um,
Hayes happened like last week.
Look, LA, just because you're gonna go after LA. Wait, huh? What?
I'm gonna be
Nani?
rushing myself. I could look at myself in the mirror, my
Alright.
guy. Oh,
Yeah.
funny man.
Oh man.
But
But yeah, I
I'm
am
excited.
enjoying this story. Yeah, I am excited too. I can't wait for what more we're gonna get. Whether we get like a beatdown this weekend or anything, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, as we make our way to the Clash of the Castles in Scotland. Oh my god, I almost said Scotland Island. That's not a place. Oh my god. Well, what's wrong with me tonight? Ugh. We're going to Scotland, and one Scottish person who will be going for a championship is Piper Niven as she goes off against Bayley. And they had a fun little promo segment here. Probably the best promo work that Piper's been given
oh, 100%.
since being in the WWE. Like, and notice I said
No.
been given.
I say main
because-
roster
yeah.
because she has some good promo work in the NXT UK.
Well,
Mm.
that's NXT UK.
No,
But
that's why I say main roster. I want to give her credit
Yeah.
is due, because I've been doing my homework to watch a bit of Piper Niven for her match for next week. So I've been seeing some clips of her UK, and she has done great.
okay, good.
It
Yeah.
sucks that people don't give the same love to Piper Niven when she's from Scottish, just like our boy Drew McIntyre, when he also
see,
has a accent as well. Yes, it's not as thick like Piper Niven, and he's been more on the mic and training for years longer, most likely, than compared to Piper. But I'm happy that she got the chance, and I'm glad Chelsea Green was not continue speaking for Piper, because if she did, that would have kind of annoyed me for
Mm.
the character that Piper Niven is trying to be. That she is having Chelsea Green speak for her, but she doesn't want to advocate for her.
Yeah.
She want to still have her own voice, and that's what she did. And I love what Bayley said. Bayley said that if you wanted a match, you could have just come to me, but you decided to come against and fight me against attack me behind my back. That was a no.
Yeah.
So I love that how
And, like-
Piper gave her flowers in a way as well.
So what I was trying to lead into with it is just like Piper is finally getting the chance to, because in a certain older regime she wasn't really given many opportunities. I mean, hell, she went up to the main roster and her name immediately changed to not Piper Niven but freaking Dewdrop, which that's embarrassing on its own self. But
I
like,
don't even know what that is.
I mean,
I was unaware of that.
yeah, no, like she had a whole name change because
Yeah.
why? Vince McMahon, that's why. Like
Yeah.
that's the reason. And like, she barely had any promo work, she barely had any time on TV. You know, I mean, you can kind of say the same thing a little bit with the Triple H era, which is why, like, again tonight we're getting that opportunity, because I also feel like we're gonna end up splitting her and Chelsea soon. But so this is more of like her way of getting out there and be like, hey, this is my voice, this is how I sound, like this is how my promo work is. And man, what a good promo, because like that's the thing, it's like, you know, Bayley's praising her, she's like, oh, I have all this respect for you, Piper Niven, blah blah blah, and Piper's like, look, that's great and all, but you don't know what I went through. You don't know my journey. You don't know like what I had to struggle to get through this. I'm surprised, like when she said that too, she didn't mention the dewdrop thing.
One thing I do want to add in here as well, talking about like this promo segment that I didn't oh, never mind, it's included in the notes. The whole
which one?
The inbred say what?
Oh my god, that was so good. Because like again, it was so seamless too. She's just like in the middle of her sentence, she's just like, inbred say what? it was so
it's funny how they're allowing a lot of this now, because I'm pretty sure like maybe 2 or 3 years ago they probably would never allow them to say stuff like that.
Oh no, not at all. Like again, old regime would have just been like, just go through the promo, don't even acknowledge it. It's like, well, if you don't acknowledge it, you're not like giving life to your product. You're not like letting the audience know that they're being heard, which, you know, was a problem.
It was a problem
had and all that. Yeah. So, but man, I love it. My favorite part of this is just Piper going back on Bayley, because Bayley, you know, she's trying to be nice and all that, and I do have a question too as well regarding Bayley during all this segment, but let me just finish with Piper. Like, I don't know, I was just really impressed with Piper tonight. I was really, really impressed with her. But
and here's another thing to add in here as well. You have all of these girls gone from the company right now, like Rhea's gone and Asuka's gone. So and Becky's gone for the time being.
Why'd you have to remind me about Asuka?
By the way,
like,
it's safe recovery.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah, I just want to say it's safe recovery for her. For her. I was gonna say insurance. Not her insurance, for
her surgery.
For surgery. Thank you for
safe
surgery.
Recovery for her insurance. Hopefully, her insurance had a good surgery.
Yes, her knee, her surgery, everything went well. But yes, blessings for Asuka.
But it's like the way that, like I mentioned before, like I feel like. Did you have Rhea, Asuka, and like Becky and all the other like top girls out in the company right now? I feel like this is probably like the perfect opportunity to build like newer stars that stand out. So hypothetically, if this ever happens again, you at least have these people to lean towards where you're like, okay, can we put you in a program right now with so and so instead of just throwing a dart and waiting to see where it lands.
And the most important thing too. And the most important thing too with all that, well, there's two important things with that, because one, you're mainly building your new stars. You're building like the next talent that's going to be taking things over. Like you're building all that, but you're also utilizing the talent that you have. Like you're not just letting them sit in catering, just, you know, bumfucking around or anything. No, you're actually like having them do something, which I can always appreciate if you have them do something.
Yeah, I agree.
What I love about this as well is that you just said something beautifully on the nail, both of you, that we're using the cast on the main roster that we finally have been having for fucking years and months, but not use them, and having, you know, blessings for Rio, blessings for Becky, and all these other wrestlers in the women division that are taking the time off because of injury or because they just, you know, they need it. We're finally using Piper to actually be involved. Like we said, we're giving her flowers that she has her best promo in the main roster. And hopefully that even while people could say that they're using the excuse to push Piper because of Scotland, so what? Let's see how it gets executed. We're pushing them. All right. We're going to talk about it in our next segment. Asla Dawn and Alba Fire. They will be pushed, but it better continue after this. This is the perfect time. Like Corey Graves said, that this is the best time the woman and the men's division has been pushed in recent time. And I stand by that. I agree with what Corey Graves. It may not be perfect with the woman tag division or the men's, or even with the woman division right now, but they're getting better. They're putting time and effort in their work, and I love that. Piper Niven, I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you that you actually are getting involved. And also, they're changing the attire as well. Like her whole wardrobe has changed too, and I love that for her too.
Oh yeah. But I do want to backpedal really quick. You know, we've been praising Piper and a little bit of Chelsea too. Like Chelsea was doing some good work tonight, calling Bayley a loser and blah blah blah. I do want to touch on Bayley really quick. So her one thing I thought about during this whole segment is mainly her facial expressions, especially when Piper was talking. Like, she started looking like a very scared child. And I mean, one could say, oh yeah, that's part of Bayley's character and all that stuff. You know, gotta be the underdog.
But
it's like, well, it's not only that. Like, I could believe if this was like maybe like 2018, 2019 Bayley, like she, you know, just getting up into the main roster. She just got her championship, and like she's still fairly new, still fairly green, at least in the WWE landscape. Now we're here in like 2024. You've been on the main roster for about roughly about 6 years, 6 or 7 years, give or take. And you're still looking scared, like after her whole time with Damage Control, after like running roughshod, you know, with the women's division for the past like 4-something odd years as a heel. And I mean, I get it. You're trying to sell, you know, Piper Niven being the killer and all that, but like, I don't know. It kind of took me away a little bit from it. Like, I kind of expected Bayley not to look so concerned. I don't know. Maybe it was just a matter of like her face being like too concerned about what's happening. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing.
My thought on that comment is, I think that's the fail byproduct of going from heel to babyface. Like, of the character of Bayley, or the character, or the actions that you make as a heel cannot transition into becoming a babyface well by every wrestler. Like, for example, Cody knows how to turn heel and babyface with his promos. He knows how to act that fear. He knows how to act aggression, but still give a promo and sound like the best good guy politician, but still speak about that bad shit that he's gonna do and whip your ass, kick your ass, whatever it may be. When it comes to Bayley, when she switches from the heel to the babyface, I don't feel like she has that good transition still to be aggression or, you know, be ready to fight. So I feel like that's her downfall of transitioning from heel to babyface, of knowing that you're the champion. How do you still have that aggression side of you if you're now the face now, and you're also starting to try to be nice to your woman roster that you're the champion of, and you're trying to outdo the wrongs you did as Damage Control? That's the way I see it.
Well, what about you, Drop? How do you feel about it?
Personally, like, I didn't really look into it that much, if I'm being honest. I personally saw it where I guess she was just trying to play the character from the point of the promo. I didn't really think it made her look weak or anything at all. I mean, maybe it could have just been the facial expressions that caught people off guard. But
and I think that was mainly my thing, was just like the facial expression, because like, because like I said, I get the whole like, okay, you're selling Piper Niven to be the killer, you know, to be this force that you should be worried about. Yeah, but like, again, maybe it's maybe a little bit of overacting. Maybe, I don't know. Again, like, I'm not saying that this was like shit or anything. It's just like, it's one of those like nitpicks that I'm just like, okay, wait, I noticed that, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's still fine. It's not the end of the world.
Oh yeah, no, it was fine. Yeah, it's just, you know, hey, I noticed that. A lot like what happened on Monday with Kiana James and Natalia, where it's just like, kind of noticed that, you know.
Oh, there's a lot of things I noticed in this next conversation that we have. I have comments. I have thoughts. I'm not a fan.
Oh, trust me, I have a lot to say about that too. Okay. Just like how I have a lot to say about the Oblivion in the chat. I know exactly why you put that peach emoji.
Oh yeah, maybe. Well,
Yeah.
Because we were
yeah,
talking about
yeah,
Bayley.
I see that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Look, she knows how to juggle, and a lot
Yeah.
like juggling titles. We got some tag titles that aren't really juggling around too much between people because Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair have a good hold on them, and they have a non-title match with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. This got turned into a tag match because apparently Candice was cleared to wrestle. So
Yeah.
And also
cool,
because we
awesome.
requested it and wanted to see it so bad.
Yeah. So hey,
Yeah,
we
right.
got it, and you know what? Candice looked really good in this match. I was happy with her performance, and Indy too as well. And I mean, Bianca and Jade are good as well. But like, I know you guys have some thoughts about everything. So you know what? Opening it up,
Yo, yo,
I
Drum.
mean,
have your
honest,
thoughts.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna just go first real quick because I'm gonna just say this. Why the fuck was this match so fucking choreographed so well for Jade?
I felt like they was just playing it so safe for her in this match that they was making her look super dominant. Like I felt like I was seeing a Super Cena version of a woman wrestler. Like that's what I was getting
you
from
did.
Jade, and I was getting mad about it. And it's weird because I'm like, I'm supposed to like her, but why am I getting mad of seeing like a Super Cena version of that? It's like I was seeing when I saw Candice LeRae, she came out the ropes, got up, and then she already jumped for Jade. It's like she literally landed for Jade, and she was standing. Like she wasn't even on the top rope or nothing. Like she literally just went on top of Jade to get herself set up to be thrown, to be flipped, and then to get on top of Indy Hartwell. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I love it when wrestling is fine if they practice it, choreograph, and when it's happened recently, that's fine. But when it seemed too choreographed, like it was too planned right before 3 hours ago, 5 hours ago, it looks too obvious and it looks fucking ugly and it pisses me the fuck off. It's like what I'm watching, why does it feel like they just, and then like she gloats again, Jade, or to any fans of Jade, I'm sorry, this is not any bad shade to her. It's the byproduct of how they're placing her in the booking and how they're putting her to the audience. Jade has done good in AEW recently. She has the skill sets, but I don't know why they're playing it too safe for her character.
Okay. All right. So that was Vash's little vocalization. What about you, Drop?
I
you got
honestly
for
just want to see Candice LeRae being portrayed better on TV. Because like I was saying before, when it came to like girls that you could be using in the division because these other ones aren't there at the moment, Candice LeRae, I've seen what she's capable of. I mean, if you go back to the black and gold days, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I just think this is a pointless match, and I think they could do a lot more with these set of girls. Like, I'm not even talking about Jade and Bianca. I'm just talking about like Candice LeRae. I'm not like fully into like Indy Hartwell, but when it comes to Candice LeRae, since I'm looking back at her black and gold, like if you guys recall, she had feuds with like Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae. I am happy that they made her a heel because that's the best way to portray somebody like her, because she just has the attitude to portray a heel very well. But she was probably like one of the best heels during the black and gold days. Like she really stood out for what she did. And it just kind of sucks how we're just getting these random matches where it's like, okay, we got to think of another team to feed to Bianca and Jade, because we know that they're not losing those titles for a very long time. So even if it comes to like a potential contender of like who could take the titles off of them, we know it's not happening because we know they're using those tag titles for an angle. So it kind of like makes me fall out of the whole cycle of like the women's tag titles. That's why I say all the time, whenever we have matches like this, I don't really care. Like even the match that we're getting next Saturday, I don't really care because it's not giving me anything to like sink my teeth into.
And I hated that line when they came out of Nick Aldis' office when Braxton was asking the interview question. They asked to say, we will take out all the women division. We will not take out one opponent, but two. We are it. We're the champions. I'm like, it feels too cockiness and too confidence, and
Yeah.
it doesn't seem genuine as a tag team where, like, yes, they are getting better with the dynamic, but I feel like they're spoon kind of feeding us this tag team, and it feels forced, and I'm not
Yeah.
being a fan of it.
Well,
Like, again,
it's the line delivery. Like that's what it is. It's like they just need to work on better delivering their lines like that and not sounding cheesy or corny. Like sound natural with it. And that just comes with time and practice and all that stuff. But I guess my little 2 cents here with it, you know, I kind of agree with you, Drop, where it's just like I would like to see Candice do a little bit more. I think she's a really, not only is she a good in-ring worker, but she is a good character worker as well. Like
yeah,
her stuff with the way, like I remember watching some of that stuff, like some of those backstage segments and all that. Like that was fun, that was enjoyable. And
Yeah.
I back when I did watch NXT more during that Black and Gold era, like I remember her work, especially with like Rhea Ripley and all that. So like I would like to see more of that. I know Indy can do a lot better too, but like again, they're like the team that always gets fed to the new champions. Like they're always like the first challenger. It's like, oh, how are they gonna beat them? It's like they're gonna beat them because they always beat them. They always lose. Like that's just what they are. They are the first challenger.
That's why I want to see that 1-on-1. I didn't want to see a tag team again. I want to see a 1-on-1 match, because at least Indy or Candice could have looked good and execute well their individual skill set. As a tag team, right now, I'm not a fan because it seems too safe for Jade and it doesn't seem more dominant. Like, I'd rather have the Jade we saw at the Royal Rumble. That's the Jade I like, where it was felt natural, organic. Yes, it was a bit choreographed with Nia, you know, going to big and lifted. She seemed powerful. Hoorah. It seems more natural there. Now this with a tag match, it seems like it's too choreographed. When I see the wrestler literally jumping into the other person's arms to do a spot, I'm like, this is just, no, what the fuck why would you come out of the ring and jump to another person's arm? He's not your best friend, he's your opponent.
Yeah. And
sorry, I'm just mad about it.
No, because because like this is one thing. This is one of those times, like especially with Jade, because like I do get your points with like the whole, like what you were saying earlier with like the whole choreograph stuff and like how Jade's kind of like the superhero kind of aspect with her. It's like Jade's one of those instances where I wish I knew more about like the training for professional wrestling and like knowing how to build talent and how to like build that superstar, especially in like the WWE vision, because that's, if you guys remember, like we spent months, like Jade spent months not in a wrestling ring on TV. Like she would make a quick appearance and be like
in September and didn't show up in the wrestling ring until January, the end of January, for Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so that's like almost 4 months. Like, yeah, that's over 4 months of just, you know, training and all that. And her first, like, besides the Royal Rumble, she's only had like a handful of singles matches, and the rest of them tag matches with Bianca, where Bianca's doing most of the heavy lifting. You know, like, yeah, there have been instances where Jade has had to do the hot tag and all that. Fine, whatever. But like, how much is she gonna be held back like this? Like, how much? I don't want to necessarily say training. I guess this tag team is more like, if you think about it this way, like kind of like on the job training, where like she's learning more of like the in-ring aspect, especially in the WWE standpoint, and like learning that style and all that. But it's just like,
perfect example.
How long? Yeah,
she's the version of Maxine, but with more skill set of on the job prior training.
Yeah. So, but like that's the thing. Like even Maxine was on TV even before Bianca. Like even before like she didn't have much training either. Like she spent what, like maybe 3 months as a manager, and then they threw her in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at timelines and all that.
But then
But
we got a triple threat match of a tag team for the belt. Like Job said, I'm not excited for either because I know Jade and Bianca's gonna go. Jade and Bianca's gonna win for the triple threat. That's about it. I'm happy for Asla Dawn and Abba Fire. They look lovely tonight. They look they're great little memes of them laughing, trying to do a spell.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope they get used and continue the storyline. I just don't know what to say other than like, great for you guys. Yeah.
Now I will say this: with all that brawling that was going on, this could be a really good triple threat match. Like, just looking at the talent in there, it's like, okay, you know what? This could be all right. But like after tonight, just how they were kind of going after each other and just, I don't know. It was mainly just how they were going after each other and just like fighting each other. I'm like, okay, I could see this actually being a very entertaining triple threat tag match for the women's titles.
I just thought about something. What happened if this is Triple H way of showing other women wrestlers in the division to set up the mid-card title in the future, where if these people are not working out well for a tag team, they could separate easily and go for the mid-card title once it gets announced.
Yeah. You know, like Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark.
Exactly.
Because Shayna Baszler should not be in a tag team ever again after this.
And Sonya Deville, please let us know what are you cooking with Natalya
what are
and
you
this
cooking?
other woman division, because I really want to find out. Because I saw another interview with Sonya Deville with Chris, and she said herself that she's always sending messages to the writers room and let them know her ideas about the woman division. And I really would love to know what out of those ideas has landed for her to finally come back and cook something with the woman division. So that's really interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, with that one. But I don't have anything else to say about this. I mean, it'll be a match. Yeah, it'll be a match. So that'll be fun. Hopefully it's a good match. Like I said, I had hope watching that beatdown, but again, we'll just have to wait and see like we always do with everything. But we have one more match, one more little segment to talk about, because we have other tag titles to talk about as well, because we have the WWE tag team titles, and we have this continuing ongoing story of Grayson Waller and Austin Theory possibly breaking up. And yeah, they're feuding with DIY right now, and we have Grayson Waller versus Johnny Gargano, which was a pretty dang good match. And I like how on commentary we're referencing their history in NXT, because they had like a really big feud in NXT, if I remember correctly.
Yes, Grayson Waller went into the house of Johnny Gargano and went there to beat him up. That was 2022. No, I think that was the beginning of 2023. That was like the February of last year, I believe, right before he got moved up to the main roster.
Maybe, yeah, sometime around then.
Yeah, so that was a good feud. I was entertained by it. I don't know if they had other previous matches before what I got into, but Grayson Waller, you did good. You are a son of a bitch for pushing out your own tag team partner, and not even push him out. You let him be the one to get hit. You didn't push him out far enough to not get him hit, but you chose to let him get hit by Johnny Gargano. And I love Theory's face just the whole time, just staring at him like, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Nah, the perfect meme worthy photo right there. But yeah, this match though, this match was really good. Like there were some really good spots. Like I noticed Grayson Waller had a very stiff punch early on in the match. But no, there was, I mean, that destroyer like spinning destroyer thing, I guess. I don't even, commentary didn't even know what to call it. Like,
No,
I don't know. What would you call that drop?
I don't know.
like, like, what do you call that? Like a Hurricane Rana destroyer? Like,
I mean, hey,
Not that
if you
bad
want
of
to
a
put
name.
that, if you want to put that in there, you might as well go with it. Kind of
Hell
hard to
yeah.
really say what it was because they always like pull off these different kinds of moves all the time. It's kind of hard to keep track.
Yes.
oh yeah, like Theory's suplex move last week on
Oh, that was amazing.
Ciampa. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, what do you call that?
I still I still see that clip even after a week.
Good, because it was awesome. It was actually really cool.
And I love to see
and then
Johnny Gargano's expression in the beginning of the match
Yep.
where he picked up the poster of somebody saying Johnny Wrestling, just seeing his smile and Larry's just showing it to the camera like, look, Mom, I got a poster of me, Johnny Wrestling. And here, back to you. Yeah. And it's just
Look,
Ciampa
Ma,
like, boy,
I made
get
it.
fucking serious. Like, I can just feel Ciampa like, boy, get the fuck in here. Let's continue this down the road ramp. And then wait like 5-8 minutes for the ad, the commercial break, come back.
Oh yeah,
I love it when the wrestlers just standing there like, oh, I gotta get myself hype. Oh, okay, let's go.
oh dude, that's what's fun about going to a live show, like especially like a Raw or SmackDown, and you just well, it's one of those times where it's like, all right, you know the commercial breaks happening because like they dimmed the lights down, but like you just see the stars like in the ring just kind of walking back and forth and all that, or doing some weird things, but like it can be kind of awkward looking at it too, because it's like, okay, wait, what do you do in the ring? Like, do you warm up? Do you pander to the crowd? Like, I don't know. What, I guess it depends on the person and all that. Yeah. I don't know. Not too much to say about this match. Oh, the other one, this flipping unprettier that he did to end the match. Like, has he pulled that off before? Because I don't remember ever seeing this kind of move before.
Not that I can remember. This might have
Same
been
here.
the first.
I'm trying to think about it. I'm like, I don't remember. It does not compute in my brain.
Okay, because it was nice, just like, and so seamless too, just flipping over him, grabbing the arms, and bam, like, oh, unprettier. Okay, all right then, fine, cool. Eat that, Christian Cage. All right, cool, great. But yeah,
I'm just hoping to see Austin Theory face turn. What will he do on when the time comes, and will the fans actually be happy with it, or let's say get excited? It like
get behind him.
Yeah, get behind him. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Get behind him into the baby face of Austin Theory and becoming to the next future John Cena version-esque.
Well, I guess I'll ask you guys really quick. Are you guys ready for an Austin Theory face turn? Would you get behind him right now? Vash, since you were talking right there, I'll let you start.
The question is to just...
Are you ready to get behind Austin Theory as a babyface?
If it gets executed well, is what I'm saying. If it gets executed well, yes. Because I didn't like him as a heel. He was with all respect, Austin Theory, you was horribly bad as a U.S. champion. You did bad against to fight John Cena. He smoked you on the mic and everything. But it's been 1.5 to 2 years already. So it's not the worst thing that you could be doing. But how can you get better if we haven't seen it yet? Like right now, you're showing the teasers, the faces, expression. You're being mad at, you're being mad at Waller. Like, damn, you dead ass pushed me. I'm the one that got hit. Oh shit, my face. What are we gonna see next week? Like, what's the next setup? So that's what I'm excited for. Like, I'm curious to see where it gets to. But other than that, yes, I would love to be behind him. But can it get executed well? That's the main key.
Yeah, I would have to say the same thing as Vash. It all depends on the execution because that's when it really like tells me if I'm gonna care or not. Because the whole idea of it would be nice because it's always interesting to see a character change when it comes to a wrestler that you happen to watch each week, because you never know if they're more successful as a face or they're more successful as a heel. And obviously there's a balance between certain superstars that could handle both of them, and then sometimes some people are better off as like a face or better off as a heel. Like if I had to give an example, I personally like face Becky a lot more than heel Becky, only because I feel like face Becky just feels more natural, and heel Becky, to me, it's kind of hard for me to really get behind that because Becky's always been loved by a lot of her fans. So it's kind of hard to really look at her as like that character where she's getting up in your face and she's constantly insulting you and saying that she's better than you and all of that. So it definitely depends how they do it. I feel like it would be good for him because a lot of people have been talking for the longest time that Austin Theory has a lot of potential, which he does. And he's a great wrestler as well because we see him pulling off like these different kinds of moves all the time. It's not like he's just doing like suplexes all the time and those basic wrestling moves. Like he actually has a pretty unique move set that he shows off when he's in his matches. So I would definitely love to see how they construct it. So I'm all for a face turn Theory.
Yeah, and I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys, like, because I know I've gone on record on here being like, you know what, I really like Austin Theory as a heel because he has the kind of face that I just want to, deck. Just like right square in the middle of his face. But like, and I had a tweet, I think it was earlier today or yesterday, I can't remember. But I think I've kind of come around to the idea of Austin Theory being a face. And I think the difference between me being behind an Austin Theory push now compared to a couple years ago is it's not giving me the Roman Reigns 2015 feel. It's not giving me the like, oh, he's being shoved down my face. Oh, we're being told he's the next thing and that's it. Like, I'm actually starting to kind of feel it, and it's kind of like this slow burn that Triple H just loves to do, but like the talent kind of pick up on that too, because like with Austin Theory's moveset, like you were saying, Drop, like it's very innovative, it's very different, and you don't see that a lot with a heel wrestler. You see that more on the babyface side, because hey, they're trying to get the crowd behind them, like you're playing Paper Mario, trying to get that that appeal up, so it's like I can get behind Austin Theory now. I think I am ready for an Austin Theory push, and I'm excited for what they'll have to do moving forward with Austin Theory, not only as a babyface, but like as we saw in like I think it was Randy Orton had an interview this past week. He actually named Austin Theory. It's just like, this kid is ready. Like, he's ready to go places, and he could be a future world champion soon. And at this stage, like a couple years later after the whole Money in the Bank fiasco, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for Austin Theory to like start shooting for the stars and all that.
Oh yeah.
When the time comes, it gets executed well. I hope.
Yeah, we always
Fingers
hope so,
crossed,
but
yeah.
Cross. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. But you know what? I think overall, this SmackDown, like, it was all right. It was all right. I think if I were to compare it to Raw, I would probably give Raw the edge. But we kind of talked about that earlier too, where it's just like, it's kind of the difference of the shows and how they kind of present each other. With SmackDown being more of a story-driven show rather than the action, but hey, we still get plenty of good action, and I'm more excited for. There are some things on SmackDown I'm more excited for. Like, I enjoy the tag division on SmackDown right now because they're actually doing something with the titles.
Finally.
Unlike on Raw, where it's just like, oh, we'll just have a title defense. That's it. No, there's actually a story going on SmackDown. Like, again, it's just more story based. But guys, how did you feel about SmackDown overall?
I like it. It was fun. It's been getting better since last week or 2 weeks ago. So I understand people's complaint that SmackDown hasn't been hitting the spot as you would like, but gets the job done. It's been doing better. Triple H is starting to cook more with boiled eggs and to find some toast with some avocado on top, and it will be a nice healthy meal.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But Triple H don't fuck it up though. That's it.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Drop? How'd you feel about SmackDown tonight?
I thought it was a decent show, to be honest. Like I mentioned before, when it comes to these shows, there's only certain things that I tune into to watch. Because when you watch these shows, not everything's going to capture your attention. Because sometimes people come in here just to see what Cody's doing, or just to see what Logan's doing, or when Roman comes around, which you know is pretty apparent. Sometimes people just check SmackDown out just because Roman's on the show, just because people want to know what he's doing. So when it comes to this show overall, the things I was interested in is obviously the Bloodline. Bloodline's been a main interest for like so many years now, like 3 to 4 years now. Yep. And then of course we have stuff with Cody. He's our WWE champion, so I'm always going to be invested in what he's doing, and I'm excited that we are getting Cody versus AJ 2, and there's a stipulation on the line, which I'm honestly hoping is like a reoccurring thing. So we have stipulations on matches, because don't get me wrong, like I mentioned earlier, I can handle a regular singles match, but when you have stipulations added into matches, it makes the matches a lot more interesting, because you never know what sort of direction they would go down. And knowing how Cody and AJ's feud got pushed to the next level, it makes sense for something like that to be added. So I love that. And LA Knight, obviously, I'm interested in seeing him and Logan eventually cross paths, so I'm super excited for that. But like, other than that, that's basically like my overall like thought process when it came to that show. It's just those various things that I brought up that interest me, and the only other thing I could really throw in there, just a little small tidbit, is after this Clash of the Castle pay-per-view is over next Saturday, I'm hoping we can get into those qualifying matches for Money in the Bank, because I'm going to be rooting for Tiffany. Oh yeah, I know we are, but I'm going to be rooting for Tiffany all the way.
I don't have a contender yet for Money in the Bank until I see the nominations or the tournament. But if you ask me gun in the head who I would choose, Tiffany. She's the one that I feel like will have an interesting design of the case. Tiffy time. Jay, Yeet in the Bank. I think you could find a much better one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeet in the Bank. But, really, my guy?
Yeah. It's not hitting, and none of the Yeet stuff is hitting with the Money in the Bank. Yeah. Like, all right, cool, neat.
Tiffy in the Bank actually has a nice ring to it.
Hell yeah,
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tiffy in the Bank.
I saw. I don't think I bookmarked the tweet, but I saw a tweet the other day that had a picture of like a possible card for the women's side and how stacked it could be. It was like it had Tiffany on there, it had Lyra on there. I think Io was on there too. So I mean, just those three.
That seems familiar to something I saw. So maybe we saw the same tweet, but I remember.
Like just those three in the Money in the Bank match. Like, yes, please. Oh, the other one was Chelsea Green. So yes, please give me Chelsea Green, because she's my runner up for Money in the Bank.
That's a great choice, and I feel like that'd be a good option. If she doesn't get Money in the Bank, I still believe she should become the mid-card title reign holder. Can't wait for this Sunday for the UFC to announce the first mid-card title of the NXT North American Women Champion. So that'll be fun at the UFC arena.
Sol Ruka.
Yes. You have Sol Ruka. Who do I have?
Mishin's on there.
Yeah, Mitchell.
She's gonna get it, right?
Hard to tell.
Dude, the burn what's her face gave her the other night. Oh my god. Like, you couldn't make it on the main roster.
It was Trick Williams' girlfriend. I'm drawing blank on her name right now.
Lash Legend?
Yes, Lash Legend. She's the one that I believe that said it, and that's the one that I want her to win the NXT North American title, because I feel like that would be a great symbolic for NXT Trick and his actual real girlfriend in real life, and his maybe not so friends with benefits girlfriend on TV to get the North American title. I think will be a great for TV time.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, chat, hopefully you had a good night with everything, but before we head out, Vash,
One more time?
I need you to tell these people where they can find us and how they can find us
Chat.
and why is Gamora.
Who is Gamora? How's Gamora? What is Gamora? And everything else, because we are Weebs of the Ring. This is episode 35 of the podcast. Thank you for tuning in for the season 1 of the podcast. You hear time codes. You have reached the end of the show. That means you have said fuck the time codes. You're going to watch the whole show. And if you check the time codes, thank you for still tuning in to check out what we're discussing about. Is down below for Weebs of the Ring and all the hashtag and our ads at Legendary Vash. Drop this box at AniMa W3 Studio and at Watkins MW. And you know where to find us on all social media platforms. Down below is Watkins' new YouTube channel. Drop this box, new YouTube channel. And we appreciate all the support. And for the chat, for Oblivion, and for Vash's fan, you've been helping me and appreciate it. You almost cut my finger off. I almost lost a finger during the show. Like 20 minutes ago, I've been in pain. I've been massaging my finger. It hurts. Can't wait to put an ice pack. But other than that, that's where all you can find us. Appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And other than that, we see you on Monday. We see you next week, Thursday. And we see you next week, Friday again. That's it. It's week to week. We are out here working, put it on the shows. So share it to your grandmother.
And yes, Vash's fan, it is your bad. It is your bad. How could you? How could you hurt your best friend's finger like that? Like, I hope on Monday when we come in here, Vash doesn't have some sort of like gaping like hole in his finger and just like is missing.
You never know.
Yeah. You never know. It could fall off this weekend, and you know what? You know who the number one culprit would be? It would be that fan. How dare you? But, you know, other than damning that fan, you know, we do want to at least take some time to thank you all. You okay over there, buddy? See, you see what you're doing, fan? You see what you're doing. You see what you're doing to this poor, innocent man. What did he ever do to you? Like, he just wanted you to keep him cool. Oh, you're good. All right. So thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, why not do exactly what Vash just said? We are known as AniMa W3 Studio on all social media platforms. Just remember, that's we with a 3. Also, use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring to interact with us about anything regarding wrestling before, during, or after our shows. Feedback is always appreciated as we are nothing without you tuning in. Weebs of the Ring is presented by AniMa W3 Studio. Thanks to our production team of Vash, Watkins, Drop This Box for the awesome thumbnail as always, Rome for giving us this beautiful logo that is right between Drop and Vash, and of course Jokester, who handles all of our video game content that we produce, and of course some special thanks. Oh yeah. So, and you know, just quick little special shout outs to JB and Abe for everything that you guys do. But thank you again for joining us, and remember, as always, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast.
I just want to repeat what I said because I know chat was not able to hear me. I said that we will be playing a lot of video games in October because of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, so definitely stay tuned for that. But yes, bye-bye.
Peace out.
Love and peace.